Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We bring you stories of faith, love, and devotion. Yeah, just kidding, please help us grow by hitting that like button. Now on to the story. I ghosted my husband after I caught him messaging my best friend. Hi. I would just like to say that I am currently very overwhelmed and just looking for someone to vent to, so yeah, bear with me with spelling and grammar and all. I'm also going to skimp on a lot of details because I know that they both post on Reddit regularly and I hate them and I don't want them to know I even made this post not yet. So a little backstory. I met my best friend when I was in middle school. My parents were going through a divorce and I had started getting bullied at school. My best friend, let's call her H for homewrecker. H stood up for me one day when things had gotten really bad at home and I was just letting the kids at school torture me because I couldn't deal. Since that day, I have looked at her as some sort of guardian angel. She was smart, pretty, an all-around girl and she wanted to be friends with me. H and I had decided to go to the same college and when we both got accepted, we were over the moon. And it's here where I meet my husband. I didn't do so well on my finals and H decided she was going to take me out to cheer me up and celebrate the end of the sem. We went to this bar that a lot of people from my college went to. We had a few or so drinks before H's BF called to let her know he was there and she went to meet him out front. That was when my husband L came and sat next to me. He sparked up a convo and we had really just hit it off. I mean, we talked for the rest of the night and by 3 AM he was asking for my number so we can go out another time. Now I hadn't really dated a few flings and hookups here and there, but he was the first person I felt like I wanted to get serious with. He is funny, smart, handsome, a bit older than me but so easy for me to relate to. It wasn't long before we actually did get serious. We blended our friends groups and started hanging out all together, which is when I had first noticed L and H had started getting close. I had thought nothing of it at the time. In fact, I was so happy that the two people I valued so much were getting along so well, but now I feel like a complete moron. I don't even think I could have seen it coming. I mean, we moved in together after a year and she had a long-term boyfriend. But anyway, we got married after 3. In total he and I have been together for 11 years. Our entire lives were blended. We have the same friends. We share an apartment. We adopted a cat. I just can't wrap my head around this. I literally only found those messages because my computer died and I couldn't find my charger and he left the tab open. They were messaging on Facebook. My husband doesn't use Facebook. I was in a daze for months. At first I couldn't believe it. His ducking password on his laptop is my birthday. I make fairly good money at my job and I knew I couldn't stay with him. So I waited. I started looking for a new job and saved for the entire year. I'm sure he didn't notice how distracted and distant I was because he was too busy ducking my best friend. I finally found a new place and immediately made plans for me and my cat to bounce. I took as much as I could in my car while he was at work and drove a whole 2 hours away to my new apartment. I've been so busy just trying to figure out myself that I hadn't actually had a moment to actually take it all in. I'm so angry. It's 3 AM and I'm supposed to be enjoying a long-awaited break, but I'm just so angry. I'm feeling so much right now and it hurts. If they wanted to be together they could have just left me out of it. Why now? Why not 8 years ago? Why marry me if you so clearly wanted her? Why marry another man if you wanted your best friend's boyfriend? Why continuously lie and betray me but smile in my face as if you both love me? I've blocked both of them for now and I know I'm going to have to eventually tell H's husband because he's such a good person and he doesn't deserve this, but I know I'm just not in my right mind right now. Edit. So oh my ducking god. I did not expect my dysfunctional breakdown rant to go viral on TikTok. I was never planning on coming back to this page, but now I feel like I kinda need to lol. So first of all I would like to clarify a few things. I was completely done with L and H when I found the messages. Specifically because remember when I said I was getting bullied in middle school? Yeah, it was because my father got caught having an affair with one of the teachers at my school and her daughter just so happened to be in my grade. I got to witness the destruction of my own family and then bear the punishment of what happened to the other family he destroyed. And my mom stayed with him. Despite it not being the first or last time. She quit her job and spent all her time trying to keep a man that just wanted to hurt her. So yeah. I will never forgive or have any sympathy for a cheater. And for those of you wondering, my dad is a narcissist and he did ruin any relationship I could have had with any of my other family because they didn't like him. So that's why I didn't have anywhere to go. He was so bad that he didn't want anything to do with me or my mom. As for what I had planned to do to H&L, I was collecting evidence for a whole year and he had become more reckless as he thought he was in the clear. My soon-to-be ex-husband has been trying to get to me since he came home, left my wedding and engagement ring on the island. He's been messaging me through social media for quite some time begging me to hear him out. Perfect. I need you all to understand that H's husband would chop off his own balls if it meant making H happy. I had to have more than incriminating messages. So I went to my husband and told him that if he told me everything I would consider going to couples counseling, I was lying my ass off. But he did and I'm not sure how much I believe because he's clearly a liar. He claims they've been hooking up since the beginning of 2019. Which is when we had a really rough patch because he wanted to try for a baby. I was so confused because we had both wanted to have a child free up until that point. He had really been pushing it and I really didn't want to, especially with the virus. Now that I think on it, it makes sense. He was literally trying to trap me. Everything is in his name because I was building my credit. I would be forced to stay with him even if he got caught. But anyways, I'm going to be taking this confession I recorded straight to H's husband with all the printouts of FB messages. I will also be making a big group chat for all the family and friends to see. Here's to ducking with the wrong bitch, clinking glasses. Update, so it's been a hot second since I've been on here and I do have a lot to say. It's only been like a month and since I decided to talk to H's husband shit hit the fan. I finally found the nerve to go and talk to H's husband after talking to a friend who had visited town. She helped me see that it would be easier to tell him and be there for him. BC I didn't get that when I found out. I went to his house at the time I knew H wouldn't be home. He was surprised to see me BC, and got this, he told him that we had a huge fight. BC she told my husband that I was cheating on him. I forgot to mention that H's husband I'm going to start calling him A is actually pretty close to L. So she told him I moved basically because I was a coward that was too scared to face my actions. Laughable ick. Well, I told A what really happened, showed him all of my proof and he thought I was lying. She told him I would try this. BC I was jealous of her and what she had with him. I didn't want to show him that recording, I really did not, because I know hearing my husband say it was like salt in the wound. I will never forget the heartbroken look in his eyes when he looked up at me. I've never seen him cry, but he cried for over 3 hours. He then told me about all of the shit she was talking about me to all of our friends. She has been for years apparently, but as of late he said she talked about me like a bitch off of the street. Then he told me that she was most likely jealous of me because he had admitted to her in high school that he found me attractive. She never said anything about this to me ever and she has absolutely nothing to worry about. BC I would never have done that. Also he said it was just an innocent crush and he never even thought of acting on it, but he told her BC they were trying this open communication thing in their relationship. BCH had got caught cheating and basically gaslighted him into thinking it was his fault. She told him she felt like she could never talk to him about anything and she felt like he was getting too close to me. I found that weird. BC1. We have never been close to. She never told me anything. But according to A, H is so insecure in her relationship with me. She thinks that he and I are the perfect couple. We have nothing in common other than us both being black. So not only is she a lying cunt, but she's a lying racist cunt. I went home sort of in a daze. I honestly did not know how to feel about any of that. A small part of me was begging him to have a reason for hurting me this way. Like maybe I did something to hurt her and she never told me. But nope, I have nothing to do with that. She just did this because she could. I had been sulking over that these past few days, and then yesterday I get a call from the hospital. I was lost because why would the health center be calling me? At first I thought it was a scam, but they left me a voicemail, and the rest of this will be a story that will be a retelling from my ex smile. Apparently I went to my house a day or so after I met with him. He came banging on the door and first punched my ex in the face, and then I told Elle that he didn't deserve me. After that I proceeded to tell him that he and I were now dating and that we were going to be celebrating being without them at a ski resort come Christmas, Elle's favorite thing to do on his birthday in December. Elle just let him do that and apologized to him the whole time. But after he went to his room and swallowed a whole bunch of pills and woke up in an ambulance. He tried to kill himself, but someone had called 911, I assume that the neighbors called BC of the commotion W/A. But now he's on suicide watch at the hospital. Now I want to specify that I will not be getting back with my husband ever in this lifetime. He broke my trust in a way that is irredeemable, and I don't want to be with someone I can't trust with my heart. However, as of now I am trying to be there for him. I might hate him, but I also still love him so much for a reason I can't explain. I am still going to be divorcing him, but as of right now I just need him to be alive and okay. Beyond that, I have since exposed H to all of our friends and family. She called me 30 times one day. And sent me a flood of messages. She's switched between begging me to talk to her and telling me I ruined her life and she hates my guts. To say I ruined our friendship over a man and blah blah blah. Girl, you're delusional and I don't care. And since I know you're going to see this post just like the last time, way prettier, kind, hardworking, and more compassionate than you'll ever be. Elle went to you because you made yourself available. Your husband wanted me because you are too much of a selfish, raging bitch to treat him with like your boyfriend and not your doormat. You are a coward, a user, and an evil person. I'm not to block you because I enjoy watching you spiral in my messages, but you really need to seek help. Why continuously lie and betray me but smile in my face as if you both love me? That hurt to read. Well done on getting the duck away from them both. I hope they make each other miserable for all eternity. Cheaters don't care and they don't consider anyone else. Like others have said, this is pure narcissistic behavior, and both of these people, and I use that term loosely, only want more. This sadly has nothing to do with you, which is usually the hardest part to wrap your head around. You could be perfect, by that I mean the perfect friend, perfect wife, but it doesn't matter. BC narcissists only want more. And more is never enough. Let karma deal with them. Live your best life and know that the pain will end. Source, was married to the same for years and I survived, so anyone can. P.S. So glad you took the cat. H and L deserve one another. I agree with all of this. Op did the best thing possible. There was no point in confronting them or demanding answers. It would all have been trickle truth and bullshit. There's nothing they could say to justify their behavior. Story 2. Wife of 10 years and much older family friend. Advice. My wife was in a relationship with an older, 50 years older than she is, family friend for several years before we were together. She told me before we got married about the relationship, but they have maintained a friendship through the years, and I knew they texted occasionally. Today I found dick pics and sexual text messages between them. What hurt the most was the nudes my wife sent to him. She has been married to me for 10 years and not once has she sent me a nude pic and rarely sends explicit texts. Also found a video she sent him of her masturbating. According to the texts, she is planning to meet him somewhere in March. I'm so hurt and angry, but I don't want to do anything rash. We have 2 kids together and I will fight like hell to see those kids every day. I'm just so hurt. Yes, I consider their prior relationship sexual and mentally abusive, but my wife doesn't want to see that way. Please confirm the age difference is 50 years. Based on that and 10 years of marriage, then I would assume AP is like 80. I am giving some trouble wrapping my head around that. You're correct, not quite 50 years but close enough. He is 78 and my wife is 30. Oh my god. How can she be sexually involved with a 78-year-old man? And, no offense, I am also a man, but is he sexually active so he can send D-pics and use it in PVS? I have no clue what the hell she sees in him. It's not like I am not capable of handling everything, but she seems like sex with me is a checklist item. Apparently it is something different between her and him. Exposed to her parents and social circle. Nothing kills an affair like exposure. Basically, your entire marriage is a lie. It's been threesome for 10 years. FYI, an age gap that different is a major indicator of someone who experienced childhood sexual abuse. She is different from you because she is probably ashamed of herself. My STBXW experienced severe CSA, is younger than yours, and one of her APs was 78. I am so sorry for you and your situation, this was unheard for me until now. Well, if she was like 70 years I could understand, but 30? Maybe she is going for his will? God knows, but this is so wrong. Story 3. AITA for asking my BF to stop sharing everything with my sister? Not the a-hole. Hi, I'm 24F and have been dating my boyfriend, 26 meters, for 5 years now. We grew up together as neighbors and were friends for a couple years before dating. I love him so much, and I want to marry him. His family is great and I adore them all, and he's great with my family too. He also formed a great relationship with my sister, 21F. The issue is that I think their bond is too close. My BF and I live together, but he spends a lot of time with her. Although I am sort of busy, I'm currently in grad school for engineering, so I have to go to my classes. My BF works full time. My sister is currently taking a gap year, but that 1 year has extended from when she was 18. She comes over when I'm in seminars/classes. They have tons of inside jokes and share the same sense of humor and taste in movies. It makes me feel left out, but when I try to include myself they both stop being so enthusiastic and act like it's super awkward to have me there. My sister and I were close growing up but started drifting when I went to uni. When my BF isn't there and I talk to her, she becomes kinda cold and sometimes says rude things. Once she told me to my face that I'm not good enough for him and that he deserves better, which made me cry for a couple days. He also gets her gifts for the most random achievements, like he got her a present for making it through the week even though she doesn't do anything. She isn't currently working or trying to pursue a hobby or interest, she's just taking it easy, her own words. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad my BF and my sister are friends, but my major problem is that my BF tells her everything. Literally everything. He tells her things he doesn't tell me, and talks to her about me and our relationship. She knows all our issues and good parts, to a level of detail that I wouldn't even tell my closest friends or parents. She even knows the grades I got on my midterms/finals and what I think about my manager. I work part-time to contribute to our apartment, but I also get paid for my research which goes towards our needs as well, which I feel is unnecessary for her to know since I didn't tell her myself. I asked him to step back a bit and stop telling her things about me and our relationship, but he was shocked and told me that I'm an asshole for even requesting it. Now I feel guilty, so AITA? Edit, holy crap, this blew up. Thank you all for your responses and advice, you've literally made me reconsider everything that I thought I knew. The consensus is that there is something shady going on with my BF and my sister, which just makes me want to vomit. I'm now reading into every interaction and conversation and I feel so naive for not noticing the red flags. I'm going to take your guys' suggestions and set up some nanny cams in my apartment. Either way, it'll be good security. If nothing happens, then it'll be reassuring, and if something does happen, well, I'll deal with that after. I'm going to drive to the store right now to pick up the cameras. I'll try to update soon, hopefully with positive news. Edit, hi everyone, I have an update. For some reason I can't figure out how to post an actual update, and get mod approval and all that, so if you guys know how, please educate me. I'm so sorry, I should be smarter than this, but I'm a bit out of it right now, embarrassed smiley face. If I don't end up figuring it out, I'll just update on this post, but I'd like to make one of those cool update posts if possible. Thanks everyone again for your advice and support. Edit, the mods helped me out. Thanks guys, I'll type up my update right now, so look out for it. And here's why. Instead of getting mad, you should have talked to both of them. Your sister, if she likes him, needs to be brought down by him. Maybe he is getting gifts for your sister because he likes her as one too. My husband gets stuff for my sister all the time. I'm glad they're close. When my health fails and I die, I wish my sister can help my husband raise my son. Anyways, you need to sit them both down and talk to them and tell your boyfriend about the incident as well. And if he blows it off, break up with him. If he can't respect your boundaries, then he's not worth it. But I'm only saying everyone is the butthole because you haven't talked to him face to face. Your sister is an asshole for doing that. Clearly she likes him if everything happened that way. Oh my god, you have no clue what went down. She talked to her BF. She doesn't have to go through every damn thing to not be in the wrong in this situation. Your boyfriend is closer to your sister than to you. You know it and they both know it. This is emotional infidelity 101. It might also be physical infidelity, but that's not as clear. Frankly, I wouldn't want to be part of that threesome, regardless. Time to take care of yourself on your own. Get your degree and go make a life for yourself without either of them tagging along. They deserve each other. NTA, but you will be if you let this farce continue much longer. Certainly sounds like they are acting like girlfriends and boyfriends. I'd like this to stop if I were you, but he is the one who has to stop it. If she's interested in replacing you, he has to cool the relationship. Before that weak moment arises when you are not around. Sounds like you are being played, or about to be. NTA. He's cheating on you with your sister. You gotta get out of there ASAP. Hi guys. Okay, so I know a lot of you are wanting an update. Unfortunately the mods denied it, but I think I'm allowed to post it here in the comments. Also, yes, I lost access to my account, which is why I have a new one, but I'll explain that afterwards. Here's what happened. Hi everyone, I have an update. Unfortunately it's a bad one, but, fortunately, I didn't have to wait very long to get it. So the last update I posted was before I went to go get some nanny cams. I set up the cams in hidden spots in our bedroom and living room area in our apartment. Today happens to be my birthday, yay for 25, and D, my close friend, 25F, wanted to take me for a day trip yesterday. My BF agreed and said that we'd do something the next day, on my birthday. I told him I'd be out from about 8 AM and I'd be home by 8 or 9 PM, after D and I finished dinner. D took me out, but she noticed I was feeling a bit off. I was still thinking about the overwhelming number of responses telling me that something shady was going on. I ended up spilling everything while we were eating lunch. D was outraged on my behalf and agreed that something was off. She asked if I wanted to cut our day short and drop back home to see if anything was happening, and convinced me by saying that it's better to find out today than tomorrow. Yes, I realize we could have just checked the nanny cams, but for some reason we forgot about them at the moment. I'm kind of glad I didn't check, because I would have started ugly crying in public. I'm guessing most of you know what happened. It's so predictable. I'm kicking myself afterwards for not realizing. We drove back home around 4 PM. I caught them literally in the act. Why were they doing it at 4 PM? I don't even know. I just kind of stood there with my arms folded and I hoped with a badass resting bitch face on, although maybe it was more a trying not to cry face. My BF gave me a whole "it was an accident" spiel. I just ignored him and started packing my things. Thank God our lease was up for renewal within the month. He begged me and eventually yelled at me for packing up. The funny thing is, I bought most of the furniture and supplies. So, me being slightly petty, packed as much as I could. Dee helped me and we loaded everything up in her car. We left some stuff that couldn't fit, but I'll go back for that later. The whole time, my sister was sitting stoically wrapped in a robe on my couch, my poor couch. We went back to Dee's house and I had a breakdown. Dee, the angel that she is, provided me with ice cream and fuzzy blankets. My BF spammed me with calls and texts, ranging from "I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, it was only one time" to "this wasn't my fault, you should have been home more," predictable. We decided to check the recordings, and lo and behold, it was definitely not just once. I am really sad that the sister who used to bake cupcakes and do karaoke with me could betray me this badly. My BF, well, he was my first, and in hindsight, he didn't really contribute much anyways. I spent yesterday kind of rotating through being devastated, angry, and self-righteous, but today Dee pampered me all day, so it wasn't so bad. Thanks for everyone's support, and I hope that everyone has a good day. So after I wrote this all up and sent it to the mods, I went back to enjoying the rest of my birthday and Dee kept me distracted. I left my second laptop, it's an old, slow laptop, and when I upgraded, I still kept it, at my apartment. Turns out I had my email and stuff still signed in my, now ex, BF messed with it and I lost access to my emails and the original throwaway Reddit account. But I did send what I had written to myself beforehand, so that's why I can update here. I'm not sure if you guys will be able to see this, but I hope you can. Edit, also I forgot to add, but I wrote up the actual update portion 2 days ago. Lol, it's not my birthday anymore, but yeah, hopefully that puts it in context. Currently I've been staying with my friend and I've blocked both my ex-BF and my ex-sister. To be honest, it's a huge weight off my back, and I know this won't affect me forever. Hi up, make sure you hold on to the nanny cam footage in case your parents and any mutual friends decide to make a stink. Carrot this. If your sister decides to dig herself in a deeper hole and lie, you have proof. This. I'm really sorry, but also really happy to hear the outcome of this. I actually went and dug around for this because I was wondering what happened to Op in this situation. Girl, I wish I could give you a hug, but this internet stranger is super proud of you for taking action and maintaining your composure around two people who betrayed you in the worst way and were never worth your time and good faith. I genuinely hope the future brings you great things, including someone who actually deserves you. I'm glad you have a friend like Dee who is in your corner. Wish you all the best, Top. Thanks for updating. I did the same thing, digging for updates, smiley face. Top, proud of you for doing the right things for yourself and not allowing other people to treat you poorly. So much better for yourself than sticking your head in the sand, pretending nothing's wrong and being perpetually low-key miserable. It stood out to me how promptly you took action. I've known too many people that haven't, and it's just sad. Hoping time and distance is helping with emotional recovery, and that your studies and life are otherwise going well. I'm so sorry, Op, but I'm so glad you found out before something serious such as marriage or children. Your sister and ex are assholes that deserve each other. I hope you tell your family as well. I can't believe how awful they are. I wish you success and happiness. Also, happy birthday. We hope that by sharing these stories with interested folks like you, we can help people recognize the signs of a relationship in trouble, and avoid so many of these heartbreaking situations yourselves. Have a good day or night, wherever you are.